look at the article that gets published that Salesforce is the best place to work in America 2 years in a row, and you go, how did they get there? And in unwinding that just seemed like such a significant practice, because we can all imagine in our organizations how busy everybody is, how much whining and bitching there would be. Like, I don't have time to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And they make the time, and they put that as a priority over other things. And it just seemed very clear that the process was authentic. The leaders listened.
Thinking with that, I also thought another Salesforce takeaway for me was the question they say they try and reflect on is how easy are we to do business with? And that's something that when in Google days we were talking about, we were coming to the table about the legacy parts of the media industry who talk about almost intentionally making it hard to unsubscribe from products, and that it's like if we're not easy to do business with, what are we doing?
So why are companies going with Google or not going with Google intentionally? That is a question which is open, but something to think about. And does their tech stack really fulfill the business needs of media companies and publishers? We know the answer as a vendor, otherwise we wouldn't be in the space. But that was interesting for me to saw that. Also, their data around user and customer journey for the subscribing or unsubscribing. I mean, they have the data on their fingertips, but they figured out the funnel now. They know how to speak to a publisher.
If you remember a couple of IMs ago, one of our big takeaways was big data, the emergence of big data, and everybody talking about bringing in data scientists and how we're going to tackle this, what we're going to do with all of this. But Salesforce even took it and put it on steroids, and they're using it in their relationship with their employees, knowing how many emails they open up about internal communications or how many times they touch the internal portal, and all of these things they're using for recruitment and for retention.
My takeaway is how the discussion has shifted from so much technology and the use of data, right, as the dominant theme, wringing our hands of how are we going to deal with data, to the more human elements of story, purpose, mission, and customer experience. So, I think certainly it's been present in Silicon Valley for years. Design thinking, the D school at Stanford, jobs to be done goes back to Clayton Christensen. But we heard it over and over again this week from people without product in their title, without design in their title.
And I think I saw this in many different places through the week, but it's really about mission alignment. It's mission alignment inside the company. Salesforce showed us, really how amazing their vision can be at the top level and how it can be applied at many different levels through the organization. I thought KQED did a very similar job where they were able to construct a very clear mission and a very clear goal, and they were able to have action items for the next 5 or 2 years. And they were able to put that up on the wall for everyone across the organization, no matter what their job function was.
They need us. As much as we need them, they need us. Because especially the company we see yesterday, the reputation has been challenged by whatever happened, the evolution of that business. And the association with the core of what we do, which is journalism, is right for them. So it's a big decision for them to do. They're simply allocating $300 million, not $1 billion, for example, which is a fraction of the revenue. Discouraging, but it still tells me that they are obviously walking in the direction because they need us.
Meeting expectations. I had really no expectations for Salesforce. I thought we were just going to talk about CRM. I was absolutely blown away to the point of even moved by their culture. And really from every detail, but most importantly, which has always been a frustration of mine, and so maybe now that'll be different, but it started at the top, and that was really clear, and it started at the top, and then it was in every crack and crevice of that place, and so it was not just for us or for people coming in or new employees, because you always look for that. that was legitimately everywhere. You could tell that.
But even KQED, understanding how they have this culture of agility, and not just in product and development being agile or implementing Scrum. It was everybody. We promote a culture of agility for accounting, for legal, for marketing, for everybody. And I think the biggest takeaway, and what will I do as soon as I get back? Tomorrow I have a meeting with product to talk about the Work Differently resources and about Salesforce's mantra of being relentless in hearing the customer.
And if you think about Salesforce, if you think about the visit, even today at Google and YouTube, it was not so much about let's trot out the latest gadget, let's trot out. They were presenting culture as a product and demoing it as a product. Salesforce was doing that especially. So I think the bright shiny objects were the culture pieces, the employee engagement.
And then Salesforce, people want to work for companies that align with their values. And we have a talent problem in our industry, and we have a talent problem that's exiting our industry. And I would argue that it's because a lot of the media companies, the values are not aligned. And it's going to continue to happen. It really worries me. So anything that any of us can do with our departments, and what we can control, I think it goes a long way.